scrubs. TJ and Dave, no censors, no rubs. So grab a mic and feel the blast. You're tuned in to OverMark at last. Erotic dynamite, legends to scrubs.
Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to another action-packed edition of the OverMark podcast. We're your hosts, TJ and Dave, and today we're going to be talking about SmackDown, Collision, and SummerSlam Night One. So it's Sunday, so Night 2, the pre-show just started. It's about 3:40 right now, so the show's a couple hours away. And we got a little bit more news that we're going to be talking about, like we always do, some stuff that we highlight that we'd like to talk about. So, like always, check out the social medias at OverMark ENT. They're up there, and all that. And we did have one other segment we were going to be talking about too, which is something that we'll talk about this at the end, because we always do our reviews or whatever the hell you call them, recaps first. But we got a retro game of the month, so we're gonna start playing like an older game that me and Dave may or may not have played when we were younger. Maybe he played it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I played it. Maybe he didn't. Maybe neither of us did. But we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, played at the beginning of the month. Talk about it at the end. So we're going to jump right into it. And we got that WWE SmackDown. Is Friday, August 1st, 2025. Which is crazy. We're already into August this year, man. It's
flying by.
Yeah, like this is the fastest year of my life. 100%. And it doesn't feel like you really do anything but just go to work and come home and watch stuff that you like wrestling, and just repeat the process week in and week out. But
Yeah.
but it's the people you have around you and the things you like to do that
Right.
make it all worth it,
That's
And
right. Glass half full, it could always be worse.
I got this gnat here, but no, life's pretty good. I enjoy it, It's everything's what you put into it.
Yep.
Thing just literally landed on my nose. It's great. This guy's gonna
Of
piss me
course.
off. But yeah, so they had in attendance, which tickets distributed was 9,754. They had a setup for 10,164, so they had a little bit left. I'm sure they packed the rest of the people in there. So available tickets 410, Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey. So we got some quick match results we're going to go over here. And when we go over these results, me and Dave are just going to give a little one-word response of what we thought about it, or maybe a sentence. But either way, we're going to keep it short for you, especially since I feel like a lot of these shows lately deserve nothing but that. I feel like you
Yeah.
agree. So we had Julia defeating Zelina Vega to retain the Women's United States Championship. It was just okay. What do you
Just
think?
okay. Love Julia.
Yeah, Julia's not bad. It'll be nice seeing her move on to something else, and that championship's lineage is really young, so maybe she'll be able to elevate that title. And then we had Los Garza, and they defeated Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown to retain the AAA World Tag Team Championships. I'm not ever going to be into this.
Probably okay if I was a kid.
Yeah, probably. And we had Damien Priest defeating Aleister Black via disqualification. This is not bad. I like both guys.
Yep. Like both of these guys. Like to see more of what this program is going to be.
Yep. Tala Tonga defeats Jimmy Uso. No thanks.
Nope.
So,
Definite hard no on that one. Sorry.
sorry, I'm all messed up. Should have muted that. I couldn't
no,
make it. Couldn't make it to it, man. Ugh.
That's okay.
I got gnats. I got these allergies.
Bless you.
But yeah, so we're going to talk about our high point and low points. And my high point in the show was the ending. This show sucked. I can't in any good conscience say anything this show was a highlight.
Well, mine was a little less negative than that. I kind of enjoyed the Cena Cody promo. I did catch myself getting a little caught up in Cena giving his rah-rah deal. I'm not necessarily a huge Cena guy, but him going back to old Cena would at least be probably better than what he's been doing this year.
So,
Yeah. What was your low point?
real quick, before we move to that, you know how they just had this, we'll talk about it later, but the Seth Rollins swerve?
Yes.
You remember how they wrote Travis Scott off?
Yeah.
They're about to do the same thing tonight.
Oh no.
Uh, but anyways, so my low point was the Mr. Iguana and the Psycho Clown defeating Los Garza. Just, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're both great guys.
I wanted to put that as my low point, but I'm sure that there were people out there that found it more entertaining. My low point was the Talatonga versus Big Jim. Sorry, Big Jim, it's not your fault. This match sucked, but man, the dude's big and impressive, but man, he needs some work before he should have probably been in NXT for like another year or something. I don't know.
He shouldn't be wrestling matches. He just needs to be
Not
the
on
heavy.
TV.
Yeah, he just needs to be the heavy outside right now.
Yep.
But yeah, my rating of this show, 3.
Same. I actually gave it a 3. I wanted to maybe be a little less negative, but I couldn't. 3 is pretty accurate, and you guys got some work to do when it comes to SmackDown. It was kind of better. I can't remember what pay-per-view we were going into, but when they had kind of mixed the SmackDown and Raw rosters, and you were seeing the best of both worlds on both shows, if kind of like to get back to that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Until then, this show's not looking too bright. And why don't you take us into something that's probably a little bit less bright with AEW Collision?
Oh boy.
Dave.
This is the one we were trying to tell Brandon to go to because it was the day before his birthday, and he was going to have, the tickets were cheap. I think they were like $32 or $42.
It's still
You
too
could have got
expensive.
some that were left. Ended up selling out though. The Thursday from July 31st, 2025, the 1144 at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago. This is their final night there, so I'm gonna miss seeing this place on TV, but probably not miss seeing these episodes. They're really bad. Anyway, quick match results. We got a tag team tournament. The tag team of Brodito defeats the Gates of Agony. Not for me.
Go back to Burger King.
Yep. We got Chris Statlander defeats Lena Cross. All right.
Chris Statlander's good.
Yeah. The match itself. We got Tekla defeats Willow Nightingale. I can't talk today. Which again, another all right match. I don't hate Willow, but just.
Matt, I'm going to repeat you. Match was okay. Thekla, I'm not feeling it. She's not clicking with me. And Willow's good. She's one of the best chicks they have. And it sucks that they don't ever feature her more prominently.
Yeah. She got that big new contract, though. We still don't know what the amount is for, but she definitely got paid. So good for her. We're glad that Willow is getting that bag, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, tag team tournament. FTR defeats the Bang Bang Gang. Decent match. Probably best one on the card so far.
Thumbs up for me.
Yep. We got Max Caster squeaks by Roosh.
He survived the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
At least they're finally
Is
going
this the
somewhere
first
with
one
it.
that he's won?
Yeah.
Well,
at least they're going
this
somewhere.
might be a turning point for him. Maybe advance a story a little bit here with him finally.
Maybe.
Anyway, we got Skyflight defeats Shane Taylor Promotions.
No thanks.
Yeah. And then match of the night for me, AEW TNT Championship Chicago Street Fight. Kyle Fletcher defeats Dustin Rhodes. Yeah, this is decent. Good almost.
It was a good match, but maybe don't stab somebody in the leg with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
It looked terrible. And even regardless, even if it looked amazing, at what point, are we stopping at stabbing, or are we bringing a gun into the ring at some point? What's the difference between stabbing somebody with a screwdriver than a knife or a spike? It just makes it okay because it's a hardware tool?
Yeah. I mean, I hadn't really considered that before, but yeah, I mean, we are now seeing weekly stabbings nearly on AEW television when you frame it that way.
Darby Allin chloroformed John Moxley on this show, drug him to a spot by where they were at and tried to murder him by putting him on railroad tracks. So there was an attempted murder on this show, and like what would uh, what kind of assault would that be that he did to him?
I mean, I don't know. I know if you try to drug someone unconscious, that's probably a pretty big crime. I would assume felony. So multiple felonies committed on this episode of Collision potentially.
I'm saying what kind of assault would it be called that Kyle Fletcher did with the stabbing?
Oh, I don't know. Assault with a deadly weapon, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
this is some serious shit, man. And it's just like a Saturday show nobody's watching. This show had the best. We don't have it up, but this show did like 400K for them. And normally the Thursdays, since it's not their normal show, don't do as well. So it's actually pretty good. I want AEW to do well, even if I don't agree with some of the shit they're doing. There would be nothing better for them than to shut me the fuck up, But it's just it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, well, I always say I'd like for him to go back to AEW like 3 years ago.
It's turning into 4 years ago now.
Good
2001
God.
was the good point, Dave.
Whew. I really enjoyed watching it for those first few years, probably 2 or 3 years.
2 years and 2 months. I think.
Shit.
I froze up for a second. But
well, maybe sometime we'll do a special about that.
Maybe. I think that'd be cool. But so the high point for you, we didn't go over those
okay,
yet.
Well, my high point of this episode was the Fletcher versus Rhodes Chicago street fight. They did a good job. They told a good story, and TJ and I have been lavishing praise on Mr. Fletcher for improving tremendously in the ring and his physique. So it was nice to see him get the W and the belt. And I know I went a little long there, but yeah.
FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler defeated the Bang Bang Gang, Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn. I like everybody involved, and I can't say that for some of the other people on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not fair. I do like a good chunk of the people that were on the show. They're just not what they were doing, but it was a good match.
Well, the low point ended up being Skyflight versus Shane Taylor Promotions, which is unfortunate because I really wanted Scorpio Sky to come back. And then he comes back and they've got him involved in this.
Shane Taylor looks like shit.
Absolute shit.
That's my low point too. Skyflight versus Shane Taylor Promotions. Skyflights, it's like sending somebody out to defend themselves in a war with no weapons. That's basically what's going on with them. They're not going to amount to shit on that show or any show. They should have had Scorpio Sky out here by himself. He doesn't need a group of people. And then Shane Taylor Promotions. Again, Shane Taylor looks terrible. Terrible.
He needs to hit the gym.
He needs to do something more than that. He's like immensely obese. And he can barely move.
I shouldn't laugh. That's terrible.
I'm not. I want the guy to look good. He's not looking too good. And it's like, you're out here making this money to wrestle, and like, it's obvious you don't give a fuck about what you're doing.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Gave the show a 2.
Same 2. I know normally we don't always give the show the same rating. At least it's like a 0.5 different or something. Both of these shows sucked this week. I don't know what it was. Maybe we are suffering from burnout of watching so much, but I doubt that that's it. I think that these episodes weren't that great because that was kind of the consensus around the friend group too.
Yeah, for sure. And they don't have the burnout. They're fresh new eyes. They got a while before they're going to even so you go through phases as a wrestling fan of like what you think and how you watch and like just your perception of what's happening on the show. And they're like so far removed from even the next stage. The only reason that they're actually so they have us to talk to this stuff about, but they don't know what the fuck they're watching. I think Brandon's pretty smart with the stuff, but
yeah.
Anyways,
it is funny that they all have their opinions though, which is cool. Yeah.
So will take us into something else here. It's a WWE SummerSlam Night One. So this
Oh boy.
Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. It was a sellout, 50,616 at the MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. So we're going to do the quick match results. Set looked great. Everything was cool. I complained about the Jumbotron, or whatever you call it, a little bit, with like the metal
The
shit
split.
in between it.
Yeah.
But the set did look good overall. I enjoyed it.
Real quick before we jump into this, I just wanted to bring up the guys pointed out to us that they were like, "Oh wow, this looks really big, like WrestleMania." And we were explaining to them, yeah, this is a stadium show, so it would in theory, from a size standpoint, be the same size as WrestleMania.
Yeah, just tell them like, yeah, this is the second biggest wrestling show of the year. It's pretty much just like WrestleMania.
Yep.
It's the only wrestling show that they do 2 nights of. Is this the first year
Well,
they
yeah,
did that?
this is the first year of
Yeah.
them doing 2 nights of
That's
it.
what I thought. We were talking.
So this is definitely now their second biggest show officially.
You remember me predicting this like after WrestleMania? I think it was literally like the
I
day
do.
of or after. I was like, yeah, they're going to do this with SummerSlam this year.
Yep.
But anyways, we're going
I
to
think that's like episode 3.
Yeah.
You guys can go back and give that a check and fact check us somewhere back there. It's in those first few episodes when WrestleMania came out was when we started about then.
Yeah, and if you don't want to look at us, it's perfect because it's just straight audio, so you can just listen
Yeah.
to it. But yeah, we're gonna do some quick match results again. So we have the tag team match, main event: Jey Uso and the OTC Roman Reigns defeats Bron Breakker and Big Bronson Reed with the Oracle Paul Heyman. This was a little bit better than an average match, but it's nothing to write home about.
I enjoyed it. It was
I'm not saying I didn't
a
enjoy it.
standard WWE pay-per-view tag team match.
Yeah, with like the probably the biggest
Big
box
names.
office guy in the company, But anyways, WWE Tag Team Women's Tag Team Championship: Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defeat the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know, not much to really say about this.
I thought it was all right. It was better than I expected.
That's good. I don't know. I just one of those ones where you're watching.
I had low expectations. Sorry.
I don't know if you can see, but like my eyes cross when you're watching. You're like, oh man, what's going on here? But
Oh shit.
yeah. And then we had Sami Zayn defeated Karrion Kross with Scarlett. I like this match. It was good.
Thought it was okay. It was spoiler alert. This might have been the low point for me. I don't know. It was hard to pick.
Yeah. I just like Sammy, so it's
Yeah.
not bad. And it's weird, they really oversold that pipe. They handed the pipe, and it's like you're sitting there thinking about it. And it's like, let me tell you something, man. If I'm in a fight with somebody and somebody hands me a weapon, I'm either using it or not. I'm not like,
Oh yeah.
like, man, what am I doing here? I know you want to
I
sell
mean,
it.
the only person in that match I'm trying to give the pipe to is Scarlett, probably.
Oh wow. Well, maybe
That's for a different podcast.
well, maybe we could get her on the podcast.
Oh
See
no,
what
yeah,
she would
probably
think
not
of it.
after that comment.
She would. She thinks about it, brother. She want to hang out on the podcast on the regular, dude.
Yeah, me.
But yeah, and then we had the WWE Women's Championship with Tiffany Stratton defeating Jade Cargill. Right person won. Terrible match.
Yep, I couldn't have said it better.
Tag team match: the Maverick Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre defeats Jelly Roll and the Viper Randy Orton. This sucked.
Yeah, this could have also been a contender for low point of the night, but
I like seeing Jelly
I
Roll
will
out there.
give. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just said I like seeing Jelly out there. That's all.
I'll give him credit for the bumps that he took, because some of those were some pretty nasty bumps.
He's not in the best shape, and he is continuing to get in better shape. So there's a world where when he loses more weight, where this will actually come more natural to him. He's already a physically strong guy, so if he can just get some more mobility to him, and he won't be having to carry the weight, so he'll be able to not be as exerted. I could see a future for him where he could be doing some stuff like this. But
We'll see him again, I'm sure.
Yeah. That table spot though was pretty good with Logan jumping on him.
It's brutal.
Brandon was really hyped up. He's like, I've never seen anything like that before. It's like, oh man, We got some stuff to show you. But yeah. So then we had the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk defeats the Ring General Gunther. Good stuff. It's match of the night.
Definitely match of the night. It can't talk. Might even end up being the match of the entire event, depending on how this evening goes. Both of these guys delivered.
Yeah. And then we have the Money in the Bank cash in, the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman, and he defeats CM Punk. Predictable.
Yeah, we if you guys go back to the Seth Rollins videos that we made, I know that there's a few of them. We discussed this potentially being a thing that happens and the injury not being real, especially when he went onto that one show and said that the injury was too swollen for them to MRI or whatever. I've seen a lot of wrestling injuries throughout the year, and I had never heard somebody say that the stuff was too swollen to MRI. That was a new one for me. But yeah, we did end up predicting that. So, go back and check those other Seth Rollins videos for that. Boom.
Yeah,
We
brother.
almost know what we're talking about here, dude.
Yeah.
Also, I know we're going a little longer than what we usually would on these, but
We're doing
CM
fine.
Punk looked like he was, had legitimate tears in his eyes when he won this. This was played perfectly and definitely is going to advance the storyline with Punk and Rollins. This is going to be great shit moving forward, I think.
He's the first person to hold an AEW title and a WWE title simultaneously.
Yeah, he
Remember?
never lost
Yeah.
that other title.
Yeah, brother. But
That's right, dude.
so my high point of the night for night one of SummerSlam, CM Punk versus Gunther. Obviously, we just kind of went over that a little bit, but same with Dave. He doesn't even have to say it, right?
Nah, I mean that's a match that I won't call it a clinic, but that was a good match.
It was great.
And that'll be one that people will be looking to probably in the future. Like, oh, did you remember watching CM Punk versus Gunther at SummerSlam? That'll be something that, it's not going to be like ultra revered or anything, but it'll be probably like a deep cut match.
I don't know
A fans match.
I don't know if you noticed, but like you could tell like that match meant a lot to Gunther. He was like semi-emotional, kind of walking in and stuff more than he usually is. And I don't know. There's no way that he's not a CM Punk fan. So I think it was some good stuff. But my low point of the night was Stratton versus Cargill. It's good. Like, what was it, like a 5-6 minute match? I'm glad that they got it out of there, but it stunk.
Yeah.
The first thing that Cargill did, she botched. It was a running, or not a run, or yeah, I guess she ran up and tried to do the boot.
The pump kick.
Yeah, and it didn't even fucking touch her. It wasn't even close. It was like,
I mean, obviously you're not supposed to, but it was a big whiff.
I don't know. I sure see some of the chicks kicking the shit out of each other in the chest. But,
yeah.
But yeah, it's a terrible match. What was yours?
That's a Sammy versus Carrion, or it was that or Cargill. I mean,
well, you picked Sammy versus Carrion, so I mean, I don't think that there's a stretch to say that that's the case.
It just I feel like it, as much as I like Sammy, the match just wasn't very exciting. And yeah, for Stratton and Cargill, I love Stratton and I dislike Cargill, so I got to see Tiffany Stratton beat Jade Cargill, so that's the only reason that kind of rated it a little higher than the Sammy versus Carrion for me, if that makes any sense.
All right, well, I rated the show
Personal preference.
I
Anyway,
completely understand, but I rated the show 4.
I gave it a 5. As a average PLE, which is unfortunate
Main
for
event
a
saved
big
it.
event like a SummerSlam.
Main event saved it.
Yeah, if it didn't have that main event, if it wasn't bookend by the opening match and the main event, it really would have been like a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, I agree. Overall, though, it's not won't be in the contention for the best SummerSlams ever. We'll just kind of go there, and
yeah.
I think we can go ahead and wrap up our recaps if you want to jump us into some news here, Dave. Where's that come from?
And I got news for you.
Iced
Well,
tea?
we do got news for you. Yeah. Everybody likes iced tea. We won't ever have to do anything negative about that one.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we will.
Hopefully.
Who knows?
Yeah.
God, things change day to day. Anyway, we have a news update. The Gunther's bloody SummerSlam exit was a planned angle. So, following the dramatic conclusion of Night One of SummerSlam, it's now been confirmed that the bloody nose suffered by Gunther during his match with CM Punk was part of a planned storyline angle to write the former champion off of television. According to old Uncle Dave, so take that for what it's worth, he's confirmed that Gunther is set to undergo legitimate nose surgery and that the finish of the match was carefully designed to facilitate his time off. That busted nose thing, this is a Dave quote, by the way, that busted nose thing, that was 100% worked blood and planned,
Yeah,
Meltzer
dude.
reported. I was told Gunther is having surgery on his nose pretty quick. They shot the angle to explain it. And you did hear Michael Cole out there saying, I think Gunther has a broken nose. So, they were doing what they could to Pillmanize and sell the injury. The match marked the end of Gunther's dominant reign as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, losing cleanly to CM Punk in a hard hitting main event. The blood angle served as a visual send off for the champion, whose impending surgery had already been rumored in the days leading up to the event. However, I murdered saying that. However, Gunther wasn't the only major name to exit the night in a twist. In a shocking post match moment, Seth Rollins revealed that his injury was a work, and he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase on a stunned CM Punk, defeating him and walking out as the new World Heavyweight Champion. The double title change and Gunther's storyline exit closed out Night One with a major implication for WWE's championship picture heading into the fall. Yep. Uh, uh Want to wish a speedy recovery to Gunther. It sucks to. Hopefully, he doesn't have to miss too much time because I like seeing him on the TV each week. You have anything you'd like to add to that one there, TJ?
I mean, so anytime you get like nose surgery done, it's like, don't, all they do is just break it and then like reset it. So it's like, it's probably going to be the same like recovery time that anybody would have for any nose thing. So he won't be gone
What's it,
too
like
long.
6 weeks or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. And he could be back with one of those shield masks sooner, but the guy works a lot, and I'm sure they want to give him a little bit of time off before he comes back, and I'm sure he'll
It'd be
recover.
better to just let him heal.
Yeah,
His style's very physical.
yeah. Well, he deserves a time off, and hopefully we'll see him back here soon. With they always seem to have something going for him, so I'm sure he'll either be right back in top contention or somewhere not too far from the top of the card when we see him again.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny that we're talking about that because this will take us into the second injury that we're going to be talking about of the night, and it's some concern we have for Bron Breakker following a possible injury at SummerSlam. So there's growing concern regarding Bron Breakker following his appearance in the opening match of WWE SummerSlam Night One. Breakker, who teamed up with Bronson Reed in a high-profile match against Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, was reportedly helped to the backstage area after the match. Fan footage surfaced online shortly after the bout, showing Breakker unable to put weight on his left leg, as he was assisted through the entrance tunnel by WWE officials and medical personnel. As of this recording, WWE has not issued an official update on Breakker's condition, and the severity of the potential injury remains unclear. The footage has sparked concern among fans, especially given the physical nature of the match and Breakker's rising status within the company. WWE is expected to evaluate his condition further and will provide updates as more information becomes available. So, I hope not. That would suck. I hope that this is either
Right?
just him selling an angle and just not real, because it's the last thing they need for him.
When they came out for the cash in, when they were celebrating at the end of the show, he did have like a wrapping on his leg or
Yeah, I saw that.
some kind of soft cast
Well,
already.
if they had him out there doing that, then hopefully it's nothing too bad. And if the way WWE works, as long a guy can kind of, if he doesn't have to get physical for like 3 weeks to a month, they can kind of still have him, do the dates and just kind of be a part of what's going on without having anything too bad or physical happen to him.
Right, he doesn't really need to get physical for the next few weeks anyway. I mean, really he doesn't need to be physical until the next PLE if they were going to keep him on TV.
Yeah, we'll see though. It's hard to tell. Nothing confirmed yet, and I'm sure that the second something pops up, we'll be writing it to put in the next podcast, and we'll keep you guys updated on it.
Yeah, speedy recovery to Bron. Hopefully we don't have to keep saying that. But speaking of injuries, we got another one here for you. Dustin Rhodes loses the TNT title and announces major surgery following AEW Collision. So AEW wrapped up its Chicago residency with a dramatic episode of Collision this past Thursday night, headlined by a Chicago street fight for the TNT Championship. In a hard-fought 16-minute main event, Kyle Fletcher defeated Dustin Rhodes to become the new TNT champion. Following the loss, Rhodes took to social media to reveal serious medical news, announcing that he will be sidelined indefinitely due to a severe leg injury sustained during the match. He says, "Sorry guys, I feel like I failed my fans. Gonna be out for a while as Doc said I need very invasive major surgery. MRIs and CAT scans this week due to Kyle Fletcher." Rhodes also stated that he is in a terrible amount of pain and has what he described as a hole in my leg. He emphasized that this is not a work, confirming the injury and upcoming surgeries are legitimate. Despite the setback, Rhodes remained grateful for his recent run with the title. He's quoted as saying, "For the time I was the face of TNT, it was special to me. I will never take what I had for granted. That won't stop me from keep stepping. As of now, no timeline has been given for Rhodes' return, but this injury marks a significant setback for Rhodes." And man, that's crazy. I didn't know that he got hurt during the match until I was reading the news this morning a little bit.
We got
Speedy
stabbed in the
recovery
leg
to
with the
Dustin.
screwdriver. Maybe he
Oh,
actually
yeah,
stabbed
yeah.
him in there. He's like, I'm tired of this guy. Come here. And stabbed him up in there.
Yeah. So maybe he actually stabbed him.
Nah, I
Holy
doubt
shit.
it.
Nah,
But that stinks. I'm sure it's been something that's been bugging him for a while, and he's this is the good time to write him off television. I'm sure that they
yeah.
that was part of the reason why they ended up having Dustin win, because they were like, well, since he can't win it from the champion, we'll have you win it, and then we'll get some heat from getting you out of there. And since you were going to go anyways, this is the perfect time. So the a little bit less questionable than it was before to me, if that's the case, and it makes sense. And I hope that when you get older, the recovery gets harder. So hopefully it's something that isn't too hard on him. And I know that he does a lot of backstage work for AEW, and he's a good mind in the business. And I got a lot of respect for Dustin. He's doing it better than a lot of people are that are way younger than him at an advanced stage, and he's the man.
Speaking of advanced age, I'm going to stab something in here unrelated to what is the next new news notes, and I'm sorry about ambushing you with this,
You good?
but when I say it, I don't think you'll be upset. A little news update for fans out there. Today is the 62nd birthday of everyone's favorite frontman and greatest rhythm guitarist in the world, James Hetfield of the mighty Metallica. Can't believe he's 62. That's pretty crazy.
Everybody's getting old, man.
Everybody loves Metallica. So, part of the reason that I'm telling everybody this is, obviously we lost Ozzy and Hulk recently. So as these things come up, I feel like it's kind of my duty to remind folks that, hey, these guys aren't going to be doing this forever. So probably the next time that Metallica comes through your area, get out there and see them. They're great, super good live. I mean, these dudes are, like I said, he's 62 years old, and they get out there in the Florida heat in the middle of the summer and play a 3-hour show 2 nights in a row. There are guys that are much younger that don't do it at that level. So anyway, that's all. Oh, and Stephen Carpenter, guitar player from the Deftones, it's his birthday today as well. I can't remember how old he is, but I think he's like 6 or 7 years younger than James. He's in his 50s.
92,
But
93.
happy birthday to James and Stephen. Cool little thing there. Sorry to ambush you with that, TJ.
Okay.
I just remembered it before we moved on to the next thing. And why don't you tell us what's going on with this next news update?
So we're done with the injuries as of now. At least I hope so, unless somebody ends up getting hurt in the time that we're recording this and we got to talk about it. But
Right?
anyways,
I do have the news open.
oh no. So we got a private party update as of August 2025. So private party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, well, they've been absent from AEW TV since January 22nd of 2025 when they lost the AEW World Tag Team Championships to the Hurt Syndicate. Despite their title reign only lasting 84 days, it was a long-awaited moment for fans who had supported them since their breakout in 2019 with their AEW debut. Mark Quinn recently posted new photos on Instagram showing a noticeable increase in muscle mass. Yeah, he's jacked.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah,
You showed me that the other day, and I was just, you like, have you seen him? And I hadn't. The guy is giant now,
Yeah.
like action figure, action hero, jacked.
Yeah. Maybe he's hanging out with Kyle Fletcher, but
Good. I
Yeah.
mean, they got the most impressive physiques in AEW outside of, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, probably.
MJF's not too bad either. He takes care of himself.
He's in good shape, yeah.
So he appears to be training heavily despite not being featured on AEW programming. Mark Quinn, that is. Multiple wrestling outlets, including Fightful, WrestleZone, and BodySlam.net, are reporting that WWE has serious interest in signing Private Party once their AEW contracts expire, which is believed to be happening soon, possibly by the end of 2025. AEW has not publicly acknowledged their absence, and no storyline has been built around their disappearance. They've also been completely inactive on AEW's weekly programming and live event circuit. Yeah, they haven't shown up since they've lost the belts.
Yeah, it's weird.
Reports suggest the team is still under contract, but simply not being used, further fueling speculation that a jump to WWE is not only possible, but likely. This is what he does when people want to go over there, and they tell him, like, hey, I'm probably not resigning. He just doesn't feature him anymore, which is the exact opposite because Vince would have buried the fuck out of them on their way out and made them do the job.
Devalue them as much as you can on the way out so that when they go to the next company or territory, they're not going in hot.
I'm not saying that's the right or wrong thing to do. I'm just saying it's like at least you get your money out of them. But I don't know.
Good for them though, in terms of hopefully they are going there. We'll see them in NXT sooner than later.
If they are,
hopefully.
What's he working out for? If he's getting that jacked, it's for something. I'm sure they'll show up in NXT whenever those contracts run out. I'm not sure when that is. Nobody's going around. We don't have inside info on that. We do know. We'll end up letting you guys know about it. But these guys are definitely going to show up in WWE in maybe this year. Maybe it'll be next year. Who knows? But it's just by the books. People don't get used for a long time, and they just eventually show up in WWE. Britt Baker is kind of in a similar situation, but Private Party's not bad. I'm fans of them. They had that breakout win over the Young Bucks in 2019, and they were used prominently the first couple years, and then they kind of died out for a while, and then they won the title kind of out of nowhere, and their reign was kind of not very good when they had it, and it's not like a lot of people's are over there, but it's not really.
I enjoyed when they were teamed up with the Hardys.
Yeah. Well, remember that was like Big Money Matt was their like manager for a while, and that's some of the stuff that they were doing early. But and I actually really did enjoy that kind of stuff. That was some of the better stuff that Matt Hardy did over there. But nothing for the best, but the best for these guys. We're both fans, and I look forward to seeing them, even if they do pop back up in AEW. I look forward to that too. But we're just calling it here. Come back to this whenever it happens. They're going to WWE.
Hopefully they take whatever opportunity is the best fit for them professionally and financially.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And we can move on to the next one. If you want to talk to us a little bit about this one, Dave.
Sure thing. We got old JR, Jim Ross, reveals why Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan never happened at WrestleMania 18. We've all kind of had sneaking suspicions about why this may or may not have happened, and JR went ahead and during a recent podcast on Grilling JR, he shed new light onto why one of the most highly anticipated dream matches in wrestling history, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan, never happened at WrestleMania 18. And according to Ross, the match didn't fall through due to creative or contractual issues, but because of Austin's own decision. And he says, "Oh, I know it's true. I talked to Steve about it," Ross said. "He and I were very close. He confided in me because he trusted me, and that trust helped me manage the rest of the roster." Ross explained that Austin didn't feel confident about the match quality, believing that the chemistry just wasn't there between him and Hogan. He thought that the match would suck. He wasn't going to stand for having a sucky main event, especially at WrestleMania. According to JR, the decision had nothing to do with the finish or booking politics, but everything to do with Austin's desire to maintain the high standard of performance that he was known for. Steve was a perfectionist. He wanted to have a great match, not just a good one, and he didn't believe that he could get that done with Hogan. As a result, fans instead got The Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18, a match that went on to become an iconic moment in wrestling history. But for those who always wondered why Austin and Hogan never faced off on the grand stage, Jim Ross says it came down to Austin's own quality control. I probably agree with Austin here. I don't know that the match with Austin and Hogan would have been as good as the match with Austin and The Rock. Uh, Due to contrasting styles and mentalities, and potentially where Austin was at mentally at the time, being that he was pretty close to on his way out there. What did he have, like another year or two?
Yeah, something like that. But then he did the sheriff thing for a while after that, still. But um, the build-up would have been amazing, and the hype would have been off the charts. I think the hype would have been bigger than the Rock Hogan match.
Oh yeah,
Before
it could have never lived up to the hype probably.
before they locked up in the little stare off, how Hogan and Rock did that, I think it would have been even bigger for Austin and Hogan, just because it's like, I mean, the Rock's great. He was like 1B, but Austin was like 1A during there. That was like he was the guy. There was a time where The Rock was the guy too, but when it comes to the height, the biggest part of the Attitude Era, the guy that everybody considers like the big face main guy, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just would have been,
The Rock would tell you that.
yeah,
Everybody that was there at the time will tell you that it was Stone Cold.
yeah. And it would have just. I'm glad that we got The Rock, Hogan. It was an amazing match. It's one of my favorites ever. It was one of the best crowds ever. But
Yep.
what we can only guess. And Austin's very protective of his character, his legacy, stuff that he does. So I mean, this sounds very legit. Jim would have no reason to lie about this. Jim's the man. He would never say anything to damage Stone Cold. They're like best buddies.
Right.
But yeah, it's a tough one there. And now you look back at it and you see the Scott Hall one. It's like, obviously, I bet you Austin may regret that. He might not. It's hard to tell. But in the end, just another big what if that we will never have answered.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. A big what if that we'll never know.
Well,
Well,
we do have something that we do know. You want to take us into this,
yeah.
or did you do
Well,
the last one?
we teased this a little bit earlier. I think you did the last one. I can't remember. Why don't you take us into this one?
Okay, that sounds good to me. So we got
Yeah.
the retro game of the month. We're gonna start. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning, and obviously, if you can't tell by Dave's like graphic here, that's what we're gonna do here. But one of mine and Dave's favorite games is Chrono Trigger, and this is gonna be our featured retro game of the month. So if you guys want to too, when you watch this episode, play it. It's everywhere. Chrono Trigger's on everything. So I'm actually gonna be playing my 3DS version here. I'll turn the sound up for a second if you guys hear it on here. But I'm back in the past. I was playing it a little bit earlier today. You see the whole crew there. This is on my 3DS. It's DS emulation. It runs it really well. It has it baked in. But yeah. So play it along with us, and we'll talk about it at the end of the month, and we can have a big old discussion about it. Dave loves this fucking game. So do I. So
It really is one of my favorite games of all time. Man, it's just it was so cool. The storytelling was so good. the graphics and music at the time was so cutting edge, and obviously it will look dated by today's standards, but the good story and compelling gameplay, if you like a turn-based RPG, never goes out of style.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Kira Toriyama, hold on, we'll talk about this in a second. So, why Chrono Trigger? One of the most iconic RPGs ever made. It was created by the Dream Team, they called themselves. Akira Toriyama, Hironobu Sakaguchi, and Yuji Horii. So, known for its multiple endings, the ATB battle system, and its legendary soundtrack. So, some background info. It was released in 1995 on the Super Nintendo. So, it has platforms listed here, but it's more than that.
Real quick before we go forward, for people that don't know what that Dream Team means, that's the dudes that made Dragon Ball, Final Fantasy, and Dragon Quest. So I mean that literally a dream team of 90s who's who, making the shit that everybody loves, is who made this game.
Yeah, sorry about that. So like, it's it's see if I can pick this up here. But you can tell that like that guy looks like it's a Dragon Ball character. It's too blurry, but I mean Akira Toriyama's the guy that did Dragon Ball. So
That shows well.
yeah, there we go. But that's Chrono there. It's the main guy. Chrono Trigger. But so it says the platforms here: SNES, DS, iOS, PC, etc. So it's essentially everything. It's on it's on the Apple stuff. It's on the Android stuff. You can get it anywhere.
It's on Steam. That's what I'm going to be playing it on. I played it recently at the beginning of the year, but I'm still going to rock a playthrough for this month. I'm just going to hit a new game plus and just blast through it and enjoy the story.
Yeah.
Figure out which ending I want to target.
If you got a TV like this and you got a Super Nintendo and you bust that out, there's nothing like it. It's an amazing experience. Like, turn your phone off, just play the game on a Saturday, disconnect from what's going on around you, and just live like you would have played it when you were back as a kid. But so it's a turn-based JRPG. It's frequently ranked in the top 5 all time on like any games list. When it comes to just that, and that's all type of games. That's like it combined with every other type of game on the planet, not just JRPGs.
Right.
People rank it as a top 5 game. So your history with it, did you play it as a kid? Yeah, I did, but later than Dave. So I played it, I think, when I was about 13 years old at first. One of these guys at school gave me the fucking cartridge. Yeah, it's nuts.
Lucky.
Yeah, so I just ended up playing it then. I played Chrono Cross first, and maybe that's another one that we'll play soon. Maybe that'll be the next one. Who knows? But that's a whole different conversation in its own. But when did you first play it, Dave?
I actually got it relatively soon to when it came out. My friends and I were super into the Final Fantasy games from regular Nintendo and Super Nintendo and Secret of Mana and things of that nature. So my grandma actually had a pre-buy-in on this for me at Electronics Boutique at the mall when I was a kid. And I think at the time it was like $69 or $79. So and we were pretty broke. Shout out to Nana, rest in peace. That's a great memory, going and picking this up at Electronics Boutique back in the day when I was a kid. Hell yeah, played the shit out of this game.
You shout out to grandmas out there everywhere getting kids the video games back in the day. Mine did the same. I would have not really probably been able to be a gamer if it hadn't been for my grandmother.
Hell yeah, grandmas are the best.
Yeah, I love my grandma. She's one of my favorite people that I ever had in my life, man. Super lucky to have that person. There's multiple nights I would not have eaten if it wasn't for that lady. But anyways, so we both described when we played it, and this says right here, what do you remember, loving or hating? Obviously, we fucking both loved the game. Why would we
super love it?
Why would we play a game over a month's period or something? And we're both gonna do it. Like, even though that he's gonna be doing the new game pluses, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to get all the new game pluses as well. That way, because I got a month. We'll have plenty of time to discuss and talk about it. And there's more than one way to get a couple different endings. But and this has got like the newer ending that they didn't have back in the day, with the Time Devourer and all that, which is the boss that's at the end of Chrono Cross, which is a spoiler.
Well, it's
the one before
it's
that.
not quite the Time Devourer yet. He's the Dream Devourer in this one.
It's a middle stage.
Right. and that was I think the ending that I did last, but I'll have to go back and look because like I said, I did it at the beginning of the year this year when because it went on sale for Steam. I got it for like $3 or something.
Yeah, why not?
And we got I think it's like $8 on Steam right now or something. So
It's worth
relatively
$8.
inexpensive purchase if you don't want to have to buy a physical cartridge off of eBay or that sort of thing.
Even the DS cartridge cost a chunk of money. I think it's like a $50 game, and it's been out since like 2000. I'm trying to think. I think they redid it in it's like 2007. Funny enough, it came out on my birthday, November 24th.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got some expectations here with it. Will this game still hold up? Yeah, at least for me. I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't know about you guys. Will the pacing or random battles kill the momentum? Sometimes that gets annoying in JRPGs, but no, they keep it pretty cool in here because unlike a lot of JRPGs, this keeps you right in your environment, so you're not moving. You're not going to a different screen. You fight where you're at, and it's kind of like area effects where how you hit stuff. So if everything's grouped up, you AoE it. Sometimes they move, you can't. Are we going for multiple endings or just beating it once? We're going to try to go for all of them. At least I am.
I'm going to definitely try to go for a few of them. I can't remember what all ones that I haven't got, but thankfully, because it's on Steam actually gives you an achievement for each ending that you unlock. So I think I was probably like 9 of 13 achievements or something like that on there. I mean, I did the thing on there pretty hard. So I'll try to just see what achievements that I haven't unlocked yet and, target those and that whatever endings that I didn't get yet.
Cool. Well, we'll have fun playing that this month. And I think, by the way, maybe we'll put up a poll, and I doubt anybody will vote on it, but what we're going to do for the next one, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that. So, why don't you take us on out of here, Dave?
Well, what's coming next will be... I think we're going that we're doing 2 of these a week now. So,
Yeah, so it's gonna be
Thursday,
Thursday.
maybe. Thursday, we will be covering the Raw from Monday, SummerSlam Night 2, and Wednesday Night Dynamite. We may potentially stab in early if, for some reason, SummerSlam is really insane this evening and it warrants us doing a quick something tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on Thursday. You can check out all of our socials at OverMark ENT. And thanks for listening to Overmaniacs. We'll see you guys next time. And thanks, TJ, for the good show. I really enjoyed this episode. And one thing we forgot to remember: shout out to RVD for enjoying our video that we made about he and Hogan's new recent reveal.
Yeah, you left a little comment on the video.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. That's awesome. I was pretty happy about it. I showed it to you, and you were like, "I don't think that's him." And it's like, "Oh, it's him. He's live streaming on this thing."
It really was him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, we appreciate you, and anybody else who's watching any of the videos, we appreciate you too. And check out the social medias, like he said. And I think that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Get out of here. Appreciate you, Dave, and you guys have a great one.
DJ's yelling at a gift, Dave's eating crab. We skipped our bills to watch Raw live and ranked 800 wrestlers just to survive. Our muscles are fake.